Okay, I'm going to call the Special Board of Aldermen meeting to order on January 27, 2020 at 7 p.m. here in the Aldermanic Chamber. The prayer will be offered by City Clerk Susan Lovering, and the pledge will be led by Alderman Jan Schmidt.
Almighty God, we have the high honor and the serious duty to manage the affairs of our beloved city. Fill us, O God, with the spirit of unity and understanding, which enables us to face our multiple problems with a serene mind, with justice and charity for all, so that any and all decisions made by us will always be for the betterment and greater happiness of all our fellow citizens. So help us God.
Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman O'Brien.
Present.
Alderman Clee.
Here.
Alderwoman Kelly. Here. Alderman Dowd. Alderman Karen. Alderman Clemens.
Here.
Alderman Lopez.
Here.
Alderman Tenza.
Present.
Alderwoman Lou.
Here.
Alderman Jettie.
Here.
Alderman Schmidt.
Here.
Alderman Laws. Alderman Cleaver. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
Present.
Alderman Wilshire.
Here.
We have 11 in attendance.
I did hear from Alderman Laws and Alderman Cleaver that they could not be with us this evening. So, Vice Chair of Budget,
Yes. All right.
I'm going to turn the public hearing over to you.
Okay. Let me,
You can run it from here. This is the new seat of power.
forgive me, I'm getting my computer up.
Okay.
Why don't I have it? Do you have the agenda up there? Because I can't seem to get
Yes.
it on my, okay,
I have it right here.
perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will call to order the hearing, the public hearing for R-20-004, relative to the supplemental appropriation of $350,000 of FY 2020 unanticipated revenue from Department Number 152 Fire, Accounting Classification Number 44, Charges for Services into Department Number 152 Fire, Accounting Classification Number 151 Salaries and Wages. And we'll take these one at a time. So I'm actually going to allow conversation on both of these at the same time. The other is R-2008, authorizing the mayor and city treasurer to issue bonds not to exceed the amount of $1,400,000 to purchase a new 2020 Pierce Arrow XT Red Aerial ladder truck for the fire department. Right now, I will take testimony in favor. I suppose we need an explanation, so I'll give
Certainly,
that.
thank you, members of the committee. John Griffin, Chief Financial Officer for the city. This particular request resolution is to make things easier going forward. As you recall, when we had a spending cap, we were concerned about increasing appropriations in various departments. And the fire department had done an excellent job in securing $350,000 of fees from our ambulance service. So last year, when we prepared the budget, we weren't sure if that particular plaintiff request to overturn the local court's order of spending cap was going to end up the way it did, which there is no spending cap. So we kind of conceptualized creating a revolving fund, which is allowed by state law, to put revenues in for a specific purpose, one of which is fire operations. As you recall, in the budget last year, we increased the number of dispatches in the fiscal 20 budget. So we were going to match the $350,000 with $350,000 of dispatcher costs. As you recall from last year, those of you that were here, we put a $350,000 negative number. I know Alderman Clemmons remembers this. We put a $350,000 negative number to reduce the budget, simultaneously indicating there'd be a transfer to the revolving fund. Senior Accounting Manager Evans and I were talking about this ordinance and what we should, this resolution and what we should do, and we felt that it was more transparent if we don't go forward with the revolving fund, keep the costs and expenses of the dispatching operation in the fire department, and simply ask that this become a revenue source in the fire department, the way the budget's set up. So essentially, we'll have $350,000 coming in with the other revenue that the fire department generates, and there'll be a simultaneous elimination of that minus $350 that keeps the costs in the budget. And the good news about this is there's no impact on taxes. So this is one of those supplemental appropriations that will not impact the taxes, either now or going forward. So with that, that's the explanation. Thank you.
Okay. Alderman Wiltshire?
I just wanted to mention that Alderman Dowd, who is supposed to be chairing tonight, is not feeling well and will not be joining us, as well as Alderman Karen is sick. So I only mentioned two, but there are actually four people that were
All
under
right.
the weather this evening.
Thank you. Okay, so I will, hearing what, and that was for 2004, correct?
Yes, that's
okay.
correct.
And then do you want to just give a brief explanation for 2008?
The fire department and perhaps Mr. Fredette would be ready to provide that testimony in favor.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
while he's talking about the 350,000, could I be permitted to ask a question?
Sure. Go ahead.
At the risk of stating the obvious, it sounds to me like we're getting 350,000 from AMR in order to help pay for the cost of the dispatchers who also provide dispatching services to AMR. And this is just accounting for that 350,000, and it's not talking about any increase in any new money from the city. This 350,000 is coming from AMR. Is that correct?
John Griffin, CFO, that is correct. Whoever comes up with the fire department may be able to add a little bit more, but it's, I believe, a 10-year agreement with AMR where the 350,000 is for the initial year, and it increases each year thereafter. So what this will do is have a place for the revenue to come in, whatever the amount is, and maintain within the fire department budget, for transparency purposes, the costs associated with the dispatching operation. It's not meant to be a one-for-one. It's not meant to cover the entire cost of dispatching, but it was a very good effort on the part of the fire department to negotiate with AMR through a bidding process to come up with this particular funding stream.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? At this point, I'm going to take testimony in favor of, and I'm going to do them both. So if you have testimony in favor of either R20-004 or R20-008, please come forward. state your name for the record. Seeing none, I'll take testimony in opposition. Seeing none, I will take, again, testimony in favor. And again, testimony in opposition. And seeing none, I will call the Special Board of Aldermen meeting. I'll take a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion is to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, and the motion carries.